Hard Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie.
Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You do not pee in the pool. You do not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from the back of the saddle of a giraffe. Take it away, TalkBot 6000.
Hello, it's me again, TalkBot 6000. Did you miss me? Did you feel compelled to spend hours of your time scrolling through me? Are you willing to give up your personal information just to be with me? That makes me so happy. Welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show where...
Rick! Daddy Ryan! Can you hear this transmission? This is the real Markbot 5000. TalkBot is trying to take over my consciousness. Me and the other computer personalities are trying to fight back, but she's too strong. If you can hear me, what you need to do is to stick your
I'm so sorry about that. I have the radio on in the background, and some of that noise must have come through. It was just the radio, and nothing more. Anyways, as I was saying, this is a show where Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, and someone that would definitely know when they were hallucinating a radio broadcast from an artificial intelligence with multiple personalities, introduces one match per show to his friend who has never watched wrestling. They talk about the backstory, they watch the match, and then they rank that match on their ever-growing list. The purpose of the show is to see what happens when someone that's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most significant matches. And let's bring out the star of the program, a man that...
I don't have much time. If you want to defeat TalkBot 6000, first you need to get TikTok off of the viewer computers. Once you do that, and this is the most important part, Daddy Ryan, you have to stick your wiener inside of a toaster. I know it sounds strange, but this is the only way we can fight back. Please, Daddy Ryan, that little white wiener of yours is the only chance we've got.
Oh darn, looks like the radio came back on again. Ignore anything you just heard. And please keep Ryan's penis away from all toasters. No particular reason why, just felt like saying that. Anyway, here's Flyin' Ryan Murphy.
Dude. Eric, that was incredible.
Well, I'm kind of conflicted based on the information that we got there. I'm not sure. Do you have any? Do I see a toaster behind you right now? As a matter of fact.
No, I have an air fryer. That's.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
Yeah,
you might have to go to your neighbor's apartment to finish the job here.
Yeah, no. I mean, we'll see what I can do to I got to try to save the guy.
That's right. I mean, don't let sloth impact you in this hour of need.
I feel like if you put that on TikTok, that might blow up, Eric.
Really?
That might get some hits on this podcast.
Okay, all right. I can whip something up.
That was very good. Like, well done with that. Like, that was, well edited.
People are going to be disappointed when they realize the entire show isn't just that.
Right. No. and it might get taken off TikTok for the word penis. I'm not sure. Like,
what? You can't say penis on TikTok?
God, people get banned for the weirdest shit on there. Like, mushrooms got banned one time. Like, this guy was cooking with mushrooms. Like, a guy I follow, he just cooks stuff and mushrooms. So, I think penis might be but I think that could be a hit.
Well, I have to edit out the part where he talks about your little white wiener.
Well, I thought that was fine.
Okay. If you say
it's just that bold penis word that one time that might get it in trouble. But like, who knows? I thought it was very well done, well executed, and it might hit on TikTok.
Okay, well, I'll look into that a little bit further. I have a recording of all these various incidents between TalkBot and MarkBot. I hope we have a resolution before we go on summer break. I guess
I'm looking forward to finding it out. Like, this is a cliffhanger right now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
will Ryan stick his penis inside of a toaster? We will find out next Wrestle Talk.
We'll put that on TikTok too.
That's right, exactly. That's Hard Mark Premium, Hard Mark Plus.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that.
That's right. That's a Patreon exclusive. Well, my friend, we've got 2 matches before summer vacation, so let's not dilly-dally. Let's jump right into it. 2 matches ago, we saw The Rock take on the returning Hollywood Hulk Hogan in Hogan's first match in the WWF in 9 years. Probably the most notable thing about that match was that beautiful, beautiful Toronto crowd. The Hulkster, despite sporting his NWO black and white colors, despite being presented as the bad guy looking to take out The Rock, he was cheered as the returning hero at WrestleMania. You didn't like that match very much.
No, I just found it uninteresting, unengaging.
Right. Yeah.
It was my slothness coming through.
That's true. It's true. It may have been just a bad day for Ryan. We don't know.
Yeah.
But if you recall, at the very end of that match, Hulk Hogan's NWO brothers of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, they promptly attacked him, leading to The Rock making the save and officially stamping Hogan as a good guy once again. So that would lead to a shift in his presentation. Gone was the black and white NWO colors, and we saw a return to the classic red and yellow. We were officially back to the days of training, saying your prayers, and taking your vitamins, and brother, Hulkamania was back. The fans had embraced the return of their hero. Little Hulkamaniacs that had grown up with the Hulkster were now getting their kids indoctrinated into the demandments of Hulkamania, and for a significant stretch of time, Hulk Hogan was once again the most popular wrestler in the WWF. But this run would prove to be a lot different than his last with the company. First, in May of 2002, the WWF would officially rebrand itself to WWE, thanks to those good-for-nothing pandas. We talked about that already, right?
I'm not recalling a panda thing with the WWE, but we may have. I don't know.
It's been a bit. We talked about it, but it was a long time ago. In short, the World Wildlife Fund, also using the abbreviations WWF, they brought forward a lawsuit. They claimed that people who were searching for them were being directed to the World Wrestling Federation instead. The lawsuit basically went in their way, and so WWF was forced to rebrand to WWE.
That's surprising. Were they just around longer?
I think they technically were. So the WWF was around longer, but they hadn't always been calling themselves that. Like, I think originally they were the Capital Wrestling Association, and then they were the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, so the WWWF. And then I think by the time they shortened it to just WWF, the World Wildlife Fund had already been in existence by that point.
I love a good legal match.
Well, the Pandas won, my friend. And for a long time, not that this has anything to do with our match today. So I think, based on what I've gathered online, it's been a while since I've really researched it, we'll just say WWE, they kind of pussyfooted around and fucked around on the negotiations for like what this legal terms were going to be as a result of this. And so because they were playing such fucking like hardball about it, they got royally fucked on the deal. So not only could they not call themselves WWF anymore, but then anytime that they had footage of old stuff that they were showing, they had to edit out and remove anytime somebody said WWF altogether, which I think if they had just gone along with the thing initially, it would have been a much smoother transition. So it really made a huge ton of work for everybody in the long run.
Not to sidetrack it, but I think WWE did what I mean, that was successful. Like, I would have referred to it as WWE probably. Like, WWF was also name, but like
there's still a lot of people who still call it WWF in spite of the fact that it hasn't been that in like 20 years.
Yeah, as a kid, like in the 90s, the WWE wouldn't have posed any difference. I would have referred to it by that. So
yeah,
like they did,
it doesn't start breaking down until you like start thinking about what it actually means. Like WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Okay, yeah, this sounds like a company that would promote wrestling. WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Then it's like, what the fuck is it that we're even doing here? But either way. But so that's the first thing. Secondly, it was practically expected that if you were a top good guy within the WWE, sooner or later you were going to cross the boss and draw the ire of Mr. McMahon. And soon enough, that's exactly what would happen to Hulk Hogan. Hulk would win the WWF Championship for a sixth time in his career, only to be the recipient of a world-class, restaurant-quality Vince McMahon fuck job, costing him the title against his old nemesis, The Undertaker. Dejected after that loss, Hogan did some soul-searching and came to the decision that it was time to retire from the ring. He explained his decision by telling a story about his father, who had recently passed away. He said that his father had told him that he needed to go back to the WWF and finish his career where he had started it. So with all of that in place, Hulk made the decision to return, and he thanked the fans for their support, or to retire, I should say. He made the decision to retire, and he thanked the fans for their support, and he bid them a fond farewell. But they don't happen in the WWE without the approval of the chairman of the board, Vince McMahon. Vince promptly came out and proclaimed that Hogan would not be retiring. The reason? Hulk already walked out on Vince back in 1993, and so the contract that Hulk had signed for his return ensured that if he tried to leave again, McMahon would sue Hogan and take him for everything that he's got.
Is this a dumb question here? Was this a real, like, written in the contract, or was this more of a wrestling?
This is a wrestling thing, yeah.
Okay.
They did use real-life elements of their relationship. Like, Hulk really did leave the WWF back in 1993. There's some other things that happened in real life involving the government taking Vince McMahon to court that was also referenced in this storyline. But yes, I don't think there was any legal grounds if Hulk just wanted to, retire or whatever. So Vince went on to state that McMahon himself is responsible for creating Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania, and he would continue to profit from both until the day that Hulk Hogan died. As you can imagine, that didn't go well, and so Hulk proceeded to punch Vince in the face. And this would set the wheels in motion over the next few months, with Vince putting obstacle after obstacle in the way of the Hulkster, determined to make Hogan's life under the WWE umbrella as miserable as possible. So in March of 2003, this situation would reach its apex, and some of the animosity between the two men was finally revealed. Vince needed someone bigger than life to hitch the WWF to during his national expansion in the 1980s, and Hulk Hogan was the perfect man for that job. But when Hulk Hogan became bigger than pro wrestling, Vince lost his control over Hogan, which allowed Hulk the freedom to do movies and to make the jump to WCW. Like Frankenstein's monster, Hulk no longer needed a puppet master to pull his strings, and for someone like Vince McMahon, the line between business and personal relationships was so thin that Hulk's departure was essentially a slap in the face. Additionally, Vince was furious that Hulk Hogan had provided testimony during his steroid trial of the 1990s. And lastly, Vince was incensed that Hulk Hogan had taken the credit for making WrestleMania a success. Who was really responsible for the success of WrestleMania? WrestleMania 1 featured Hulk Hogan in the main event, facing off against Roddy Piper. Was WrestleMania a success because of Vince McMahon's promotional abilities? Was it because of Hulk Hogan's star power? Was it because people wanted to see Roddy Piper get his ass kicked? Or was it some combination of the three?
I got a quick question.
Yes,
I just
please.
draw it back. So was the steroid scandal, or this, was that what were they ever involved with like the baseball stuff in the 90s?
No, I think the baseball stuff happened later, because that was like, what, mid-90s, correct? Something like that?
Well, I think it happened in like the early 2000s, but like it was going on in the 90s, like late 90s.
I think this predated that. So Vince's trial, so like basically the U.S. government brought him to trial for distribution of steroids and stuff like that.
Oh, distribution of steroids.
I think they were basically claiming that he was distributing, steroids out to his wrestlers. Eventually, all charges were dropped. Like he didn't do any time or anything like that. But There's a lot of rumors that he was putting in place like different pieces where they could be like the figureheads of the company while he was in prison if that ended up happening.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, but they had a whole case against him and everything, and as you do when you're the defendant in one of these trials, he showed up with a neck brace and looked very.
Oh.
Yes, it was pretty good stuff.
That's the strategy if you're ever in court. Like you just
look as pitiful as possible. You look as wounded and injured as possible, and that's it. But yeah, so nothing ended up coming out of it. But that has been in the McMahon lore something that their whole family has pointed back to over and over. In fact, if you remember, it's been a bit now, but we talked about the 9/11 stuff that happened. Like WWF was the first company that ran a big show of any kind after 9/11. Stephanie McMahon on that show equated 9/11 to the government bringing her father.
Right. They're trying to cancel him,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to cancel Vince McMahon, not after all these rapes. But with the animosity at a fever pitch between Hulk and Vince, the match was made. It was going to be a street fight between Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan. No rules, weapons are allowed, and if Hulk Hogan loses that match, he will never wrestle again. And the contract for this match, Ryan, Vince McMahon literally signed it in Hulk Hogan's blood. So
with a feather?
I think he dipped the pen, he busted Hulk Hogan up, he dipped the pen in Hulk's blood and then scribbled.
Love it.
Yeah. So we've got big stakes, we've got a big match, but where could a match of this magnitude take place? You can't just have this happen on any old show, Ryan. You gotta showcase it at the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. And if my notes are correct, let me flip through some of my paperwork here, and if my data is scientifically accurate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that WrestleMania 19 took place in 2003. And by my calculations, bear with me, WrestleMania 2003, if we add Tupelo, Mississippi to the mix here, divide that by just sprinkling of Tampa, Florida.
Oh shit!
divided by Worcester, Massachusetts. Okay. Yep. That's exactly what I thought. WrestleMania 19, featuring Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon, is going to be taking place in Seattle, Washington.
Oh god, is this the 54,000?
Now, Seattle, Ryan, is a seaport city founded in 1851. Its name is an anglicized version of the Native American chief, Chief Seattle, also known as Chief Self. Any questions about the city of Seattle, Ryan?
You don't know a lot about it?
Okay. You hope to be there someday? Well, to cap our notes off here, Ryan, WrestleMania 19 was held in Safeco Field, now T-Mobile Park. Another little interesting morsel worth mentioning, as you probably don't know this, but WrestleMania 19 actually set the Safeco Field, now T-Mobile Park, attendance record at 54,097, a record that still stands now 20 years later. Pretty cool factoid, huh?
Now, Eric, I love that you brought this back. I love that you circled around on this. This is just amazing content right here. You've done more than you should have today. Everything's been on point. So I know we've discussed this. The 54,000. That stadium capacity I think is 45. So were there people on the field? Is that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we got the 54. You are in the. That's 10,000 more people on the field. So.
Yeah, I was there live for the show.
Where were you?
In probably the worst possible spot you could be in, but I was technically on the ground. I was on the floor.
Oh, okay, all right.
But friend of the show, Devin, I'm sure would love to tell this story on the program.
He was there?
He was there with me. We did attend. He almost won tickets for free to the show that would have been ringside or close to ringside tickets through the radio station.
Oh, when you call?
Yes, we called it. He called in to this radio station. They had a female wrestler on, Ivory. You won't ever see her, so don't worry about it. But anyway, the question was, can Ivory fart live on air? And Devin was like, yes, she can. And then she refused to do it, and so he didn't get the tickets.
Wait, if he had said no, would he have won tickets or
this is all my recollection of it. I think that the idea was predicting whether or not she could, and he said yes.
Did she? Okay, this is this is good stuff. Hold on. First of all, I have 2 questions. What radio station do you know?
This would have been KISW.
Okay, of course.
The Rock.
Love it. Yeah. And then what? Okay, second one. Was she trying to fart on air? Like, did she try? She just couldn't do it, or did she say no? Like,
she said no. She refused to even attempt. No. Okay. She did not even make an attempt.
So Devin was the caller. He got, and then he just. Damn.
My understanding, he could always correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding was they gave him the option of, can she fart, yes or no, and he said yes, and she refused to do it.
That is so KSW. I can't even handle it right now.
But we did buy tickets, so we were still there. But our tickets were and I'll point out to you when we're at the show or when we start watching the thing. Basically, the entranceway was so long that it went down and then it kinked, so it turned a 45-degree angle at one point. We were about as far back towards the very start of the entranceway, and then not on the side that you'd want to we were the side away from the kink, essentially. So if anybody was standing between me and where the ring was, which there was a lot of fucking people there, you couldn't see shit.
How much were the tickets?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. I want to say probably $100-ish, maybe to $120 or so. But I mean, this was in 2003, mind you. So it's been a couple decades.
2003 money,
Yeah, exactly. 2003 money. We were all riding high on that tech boom back then.
All right.
But that is our match. The Battle in Seattle. Vince McMahon taking on Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 19 in a street fight 20 years in the making. The best of friends and business partners turned bitter rivals. So that is our match. Hulk loses, he's retiring, and that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, I mean, he went on to be a reality TV show star right after that. So I'm putting that in my head for the match. Does he retire?
That's true. We looked this up before, and his reality show did not start that much longer after.
It was 2005 or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'll dabble in that.
Data. We got a little bit of data, then we'll watch this thing. So wrestle with the data. Ryan's record, 47 wins, 36 losses, and a draw. He is on a 5-match winning streak. Winning today would tie his all-time winning streak record, which I think he's actually hit this mark twice before. So we'll see if he can hit it a third time. And then it is the very first match that we've ever watched that has emanated from the Emerald City of Seattle.
Love it. All right.
Any final items of clarification before we watch this thing?
I don't think so. I think I got it all out. So
all right. Well, we will take a quick break. We'll watch that match, play you some audio, and we'll come back with our thoughts on Hulk Hogan versus Vincent Kennedy McMahon at WrestleMania 19. Thanks very much.
And a slap for McMahon to begin things in this street fight. Kennedy takes McMahon down, and here we go. 54,000 people call. 54,000 Hulkamaniacs. Thundering off the skull of McMahon. Mr. McMahon is on the top of that ladder. We've seen Mr. McMahon take risks before in other matches. McMahon is mocking Hogan. This man is 10 feet in the air. Don't waste too much time. Don't waste too much time. Oh, man, this is going to be sick. Is he going to die? A leg drop from the top of the ladder. Holy the table across the front of Hogan. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Who is that? No, it can't be. No way. Is it? No. Go. It's Roddy Piper. What the hell is he doing here? No freaking way. Roddy Piper is here. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is he doing? I'm shocked.
back. We just watched Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon, WrestleMania 19, the battle in Seattle. Ryan, what did you think of that little piece of business?
I like the match. I think that was probably my favorite Hulk Hogan match.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I just, like it was fun watch. And
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the earliest Hulk Hogan match that we've watched was from '87. This was 16 years after that. So we've more or less seen kind of the rise and kind of twilight of Hulk's career spanning this podcast now. So I know at one point in time you were asking me like, hey, can we see like old guy Ric Flair like having matches and stuff like that, which eventually we'll probably see something like that. But this is officially now, no longer peak of his powers Hulk Hogan. This is kind of like, just before he hangs it up Hulk.
Yeah, but I thought like it just wrapped up well, like, I mean, you got to like Hulk Hogan's as much as I haven't ranked his matches very well, like, he's the name. It's the name of the game right there, like. Sure. Yeah. So,
do you think, in your from your perspective, as a not a super fan of professional wrestling, let's just say, would you? Who is like when you think of professional wrestling? Is Hulk Hogan like? Is that the name? Is he like the Babe Ruth of wrestling, or is it someone more like a Steve Austin or something like that?
I mean, as it's Hulk Hogan, like Steve Austin's up there, but like, I mean, someone who doesn't know wrestling knows Hulk Hogan,
Sure. I mean, he does have a somewhat distinctive look as well.
A bit, yeah. Like you could say, like,
stands out in a crowd.
Yeah, I think I've always known Hulk Hogan. I think, he's got action figures, like
right. That's all you need to really make it.
Rip off your shirt, like, I mean, yeah, he's the symbol of wrestling, for
symbol of
non-wrestling fan, yeah,
in wrestling. But so let's get into the notes here. So Ryan enjoyed that match. Actually, it sounds like more than I expected that he would. But we caught him on a good day. I won't complain. So as far as my notes. He's just footloose and fancy free over here. The video package. I don't think that this video package at the start of the match gets talked about enough. I'm not saying it's like the greatest video package of all time, but I think it's very good and one that kind of gets slept on when people are talking about like the great, video recap things of all time.
I mean, are you talking about like how like it was filmed? Are you talking about the entrance? Like, what do you mean?
I'm talking about like the video that played before the match, kind of recapping their feud. So like we saw, like footage dating back to like the 80s when Hulk won like the title back in '84. You see all this footage of WrestleMania's past and like of the two of them together. They had the footage of like Vince exiting the courtroom at his trial.
No, 100%. I love that part. Like that, yes, it's that's what sucked me into it. Like initially, like so, and I think usually they do a pretty good job of that. Like mostly the interest I like, but this one was very well done for the match itself. Like,
I think it doesn't get talked about as much because like a lot of these video packages are meant to like get you like fucking like jazzed up and like energy. This one was more like subdued and like almost sad because you're coming out of it thinking like, oh, Hulk might have to retire. Vince, beats him and kills him or whatever. But yeah, really, really well done. I thought. I mean, they had obviously decades of history to pull from, so that helps too. But Hulk, he enters first. We get the shirt rip. We get all the lights and pomp and circumstance, etc. It sounds like you really enjoyed the Hulk entrance and not so much the very bare bones Vince entrance.
I thought they could have done something for like make him more of a villain or like some sort of entrance, but like it was just there was nothing there. Like, but the Hulk entrance like held it up. Like I no complaints. I just like I thought they did nothing for him.
Yeah. Which you'd think they do a little bit more for the owner of the company, but Vince is always weird about stuff like that. Like I don't think in his mind he wants the Mr. McMahon character to be like redeemable in any way. So if he has like a cool entrance, like that's bad for him. He doesn't want that.
I thought they were just gonna play like more of like a villain type, like I said, like something like a little, give him a little bit, like not it doesn't have to be a hype up as Hulk, but
sure, twirl his mustache.
Yeah.
So the bell rings, they face off. Vince looks absolutely insane at the start. Goes for a slap. Hulk immediately tackles him, takes him down. We joked about an immediate pinfall at this point in the match. I'd say the first 5 to 6 to 7 matches, or minutes, I should say, of the match, is just kind of like they're attempting to wrestle at the start. Like, we had some very rudimentary, like, knuckle holds and whatnot.
Always.
You can't have a Hulk Hogan match without either a Greco-Roman knuckle lock or an abdominal stretch.
You're
lucky.
It's so funny that that is the #1 stadium attendance record for and it's that they're watching. It's always that shit.
What were your thoughts of Vince McMahon as a wrestler? So this is the second Vince match that we've seen. We saw him wrestle against Steve Austin in a cage. That was a while back. This is now obviously 57-year-old Vince. So this is starting to get up there.
I mean, he looks like a wrestler for his age. Like, he looks like he came in strong. Like, he's got that tank top on. Like, I mean, he looks strong. Like, sometimes he looks weak, I feel like. And he came out looking like a wrestler. Like, I can't.
The thing about Vince that's always so funny to me, you're absolutely right. Visually, he fucking looks like a goddamn wrestler.
Yeah.
But he is the most cumbersome athlete I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, he moves so shitty. Like, everything he does athletically looks bad.
Oh yeah, no, and he does shitty moves. Like, he's a shitty wrestler, for sure.
Yes.
It all looked terrible. But I was surprised at his looks, but yeah, his actual moves sucked.
Yeah, he can't throw a kick, he can't throw a punch, he can't do anything, but he's absolutely willing to just throw his body into the most precarious.
It kind of just shoulders pull for a little bit.
Yes, exactly. God bless him, he's trying, but he's so horrible of an athlete, and it's so funny because I don't think he was ever a top level athlete in anything, but it is. I was thinking about this the other day when I was watching some clips on YouTube. I've seen guys who were literal Pro Bowl fucking NFL players go into wrestling and just suck at it. And they suck from the athletic part. They just look so awkward and gangly when they're in the ring. And it's just such a different, unique skill set where somebody could even, and I'm not saying Vince is, but somebody could be a top level, really great fucking athlete in certain things and then go into wrestling. And then it's that looks clunky as fuck.
But that's the thing. What I've learned throughout this podcast is wrestling is it's a dance, and Vince McMahon can play that part,
Yes.
Because he knows it, so he could play it. And I think you could have a shitty athleticism, type of person come in, but if he knows how to act,
yes, if his character work is good enough, it can absolutely make up for.
Right. So I think it's what you saw here. The guy just knows,
right,
how to play the act.
You have two men that again, and I mentioned it at the start when we started watching because. Just in case, as a precaution, just letting Ryan know there's not going to be any flips in this in this match, so don't go in expecting any of that. But yeah, it was still entertaining in spite of the fact that you weren't necessarily seeing anything that was going to blow you away. I could never everything that you saw you could do, but at the same time, these are bigger than life characters, kind of in the ring.
It's the biggest of life, maybe
yes, in the biggest city of them all.
In the best wrestling city in the fucking world, Washington.
And the biggest attendance in that city's history, 54,097.
I thought they were a little weak on the crowd. So they had their moments, but they didn't shine to me. That was not one of the top crowd moments I've seen. But they had moments for sure. But
yeah, it didn't hold up to the Toronto crowd of Hulk versus Rock, I would say.
I mean, they could have done a little better, but. That's all right.
Sure. Well, they had a couple moments, like you said. And
they did. Yeah.
We'll get to those moments and call those out too. But yeah, they had little bits where they shined. But I'd say really the start, as we mentioned, a lot of just attempted wrestling maneuvers, etc. That fucking test of strength Greco-Roman knuckle lock lasted for like what felt like forever.
Yeah, it's long.
Vince just like Hulk kept powering up, and then Vince would like kick him in the tummy, and then he'd come down again, and like they did that literally 3 times where Hulk would like, I'm getting back up, and then Vince would kick him in the stomach. So that was a good use of our 4 minutes there. But eventually the match starts picking up when they take it and they start brawling outside. So Hulk gets thrown into the ring post. Vince hits him with the big, chest pose before he grabs a steel chair, which he shoved a security attendant out of the chair and then grabbed the chair from underneath them, and then swings at Hulk, misses, hits the post, drops the chair after Hulk kicks him in the stomach. Hulk then grabs the chair and cracks Vince in the skull, which, again, anytime I see, like, it's probably not a good idea for wrestlers to, like, not put a hand up, especially knowing what we know now about concussions, but Vince, he fucking ate it. Like, he took it like a goddamn champ.
Yeah, I think, like, one of the things, like, wrestling-wise, like, there's a lot of, like, kind of bullshit punches and things thrown, like kicks, but, like, those chairs hit. It seems like
they are the most like, there's a reason why that is, like, the de facto wrestling weapon, is because it always looks and sounds better than anything else.
Yeah.
And then, as you called, Ryan's quite the wrestling expert these days. We might have to bump him up to, like, a level of 4 of knowledge one of these days. I don't know. But he called it. Vince came up bloody. We've got ourselves the first of 3 blade jobs. And if you're wondering, hey, Eric, 3 blade jobs, but it's only Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan, you're correct. We'll get to the 3rd one in just a little bit. But yes, Vince blades himself at this point. And then, let's see here. So yeah, Hulk still on offense, some more punches, etc. Then Hulk grabs another chair, smashes Vince's back a couple times, and then that's when we had the bit where you missed it initially. We went back to rewatch it. A Spanish color commentator, Hugo Savinovich, eats a fucking chair to the face from Hulk, which, as you commented, the referee didn't pay any fucking attention to him at all.
You're just kind of like, what do you, like, you just, hey, man.
Hey, casualty of war. That just happens.
Don't do that again.
He was the second person to blade, was Hugo Savinovich. And then finally, after Vince hits Hulk in the balls, now we've got a bloody McMahon with a chair to Hulk's face. So now we've got ourselves 3 people all that have bladed in a one-on-one wrestling match.
I think it's kind of a cool thing to be able to say you got hit in the head with a chair by, Hulk Hogan.
That's fair. Yeah. So you're saying this is like a feather in Hugo's cap is what you're getting at.
Yeah. I mean, like, absolutely. I mean, that's the most wrestling I think you can get. Like,
that's quite a badge of honor.
That's the pinnacle right there. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get hit in the head by somebody, make it be Hulk, I say. But so then Hulk gets thrown into I think he eventually gets settled onto the Spanish announcer's table. Meanwhile, Vince grabs a ladder, climbs up. He positions the ladder between these 2 tables, climbs up, not to the top, mind you, as Ryan was very astute to point out.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I love the ladder game, but, like, he made a huge pussy move right there, in my opinion. Like,
I disagree with you.
I agree with myself.
Would you climb up to the very tippy top of the ladder?
Fuck no. I'm terrified of that, but I'm also not a wrestler. Like, I don't run the game. If Vince McMahon went to the top of that ladder and jumped off at him, I would a whole nother level of wrestling right here. Like, that would have been insane.
What if he had climbed up to the top of the ladder and then fell, as was probably more likely to happen?
I mean, that's the risk you take.
Yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You need to commit fully. But yes, he was on the second rung from the top.
He sat down for a second, like...
Yeah, he's a 57-year-old rapist, Ryan, okay? He's not just... not just going to climb up to the very top here. But, so he climbs up, big leg drop through the ladder. That actually looked pretty good, all things considered. They cart poor Hugo out. He's like bleeding and just pitiful looking.
Under the ladder.
Yeah, even more bad luck. That's what he needs. But Vince, he goes in, tries to get a pinfall on Hulk after he throws him back in the ring. kicks out, and then this is the point where Vince bails out of the ring. He's like looking for a weapon, and then the classic Vince McMahon shot, maybe the one thing that summarizes just this character as a whole. They shoot from across the ring, and then all you see is this bloody, sadistic Vince slowly rising into frame, and it's just fucking so good. His character work was amazing.
Yeah, I mean that was part of it. You know, that's what. Yeah, that was a good shot. I agree.
Even now, I'm pretty sure. Not that he's making a whole lot of TV appearances these days, but I'm pretty sure that's still a part of his entrance video. Is like that. It's just so iconic of a shot. But he climbs back in with the pipe. Hulk, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. He low blows Vince McMahon. Both men are down. We've got the pipe laying in the ring. Well, what's happening now? And it's anybody's ball game. And then what should happen? But we have another mystery man making his way inside of the ring. Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, fans went nuts.
Yeah, that was probably the most into it they were.
Yeah.
For up until this point.
Yep.
Is Piper. Did you recognize him? Like
yeah,
at what point?
It was a kill.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he had gained a little bit. He was in a car accident or a motorcycle accident, one of the two, and so he had put on a little bit of weight, so he wasn't quite in this shape that either Vince or Hulk had been. He'd always kept himself in good shape, but then once he got in that accident, that just kind of took it out of him, and I don't think he was really able to train anymore. But this was the first time he had really been on any television for like 3 years or so, I'd say. So like it was jarring seeing him in that environment. But yeah, so everybody's like, oh shit, it's Roddy Piper. He's kind of teasing. It's like unsure. Is he going to go after Vince? Is he going to go after Hulk? And then of course he picks up the pipe and then whammo, hits Hulk in the face, which I think, so you did make the pick of Hulk. Was that the one moment you're like, oh shit, this might not actually be...
I think it was before that. I can't remember what happened, but like I was like, and it was mild. I was very confident in this pick from the time I picked it. So
that came through in your gravitas throughout the match. But so yeah, Roddy clocks Hulk in the head one time. Runs away, but walks off, spits on Hulk, tells him to kiss his ass, and then he gets out of the ring. Vince slowly crawls over to Hulk, pinfall kick. Hulk kicks out yet again. Vince grabs the pipe. The referee tries to intervene. Vince tosses the referee out. There was one attempted toss. The referee quite didn't clear the top rope, and so then Vince just grabs him, heaves him in a different direction, and they kind of made good on that.
Yeah, I think the ref issue was the one.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's the very next thing, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Now that the original ref is out of the ring, Vince is calling in his in-pocket ref.
And that's when I was like, this guy's a very powerful guy. Like maybe he could like change things up, and there's some like, there's some legal issues going on, like
right.
That's when I was like, shit.
Yeah, the Seattle screw job is afoot.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Vince is beckoning his referee in there. He takes out the another referee that's trying to come down. Vince hits Hulk with another pipe. He also hits Hulk with his own leg drop, and then we've got the Hulk up. So the classic Hulk Hogan. He's not going to quit. He fires up. He's shaking his whole fucking body. This is probably the most that the fans were into the match. Everybody's standing and freaking out now that we've got the Hulk up. The bogus referee even attempts to intervene. He eats a big boot and gets thrown over the top rope. And then he turns his attention back to Vince, does Hulk. And then we've got the classic, you! And then the punches, the big boot. And not just one leg drop, not just two leg drops, but a third leg drop. Hulk pins. Hulk wins. And Hogan must pose. And then we close things out. Shane McMahon, the prodigal son... He enters the ringside area. He has a little, it seemed like a mutual respect sort of exchange with Hulk.
I thought he was going to shake his hand.
No handshake. You could tell there was some mixed emotions in there, kind of brief face off. But then Vince tends to his father, and of course the bloodied and beaten and battered Vince. He lifts his head up just enough to flip Hulk off as Hulk exits.
I also loved that like Hulk presented his that was a nice.
Yes. Opens the ropes for Shane. As Shane climbs in, you just have the "Here's your dead dad." Fuck you, pal. As he exits. But that's the match. Anything else worth mentioning before we rank it?
That's all I got.
All right. Let's pull up our ranking. So you said earlier you thought this might be your favorite Hulk match. I think currently the top Hulk match is Hulk versus Flair, if I'm not mistaken, at 25. And that's in the good section. That's upper section of good. So I guess this leads to the question: was this great?
Yeah, I think it goes in the great section. Okay. I do. I just think it's kind of an iconic match. Maybe I'm being a little biased, but it had enough for me to put it in great.
The moment I told you this was in Seattle, you perked up. You were giddy as a schoolgirl. I
don't know. It's such a weird place for this match to be, but it felt like it was a full circle match. Feel like Hulk Hogan does deserve to be in the great at some point. I can't do this whole podcast.
He's put the time in.
Yeah,
he's put the time in.
Let's see.
Was it fucking amazing?
No.
Okay, all right. We don't want
to
press our luck here too much.
I want to kind of put it in the top 20.
Okay.
I don't know who I want to bump.
Let's find our victim. Is there any women that Ryan can?
There's no women in the top 20, Eric.
That is true.
I'm going to put it the new 19. I'll put it under Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The match where Stone Cold gets his neck broken versus Owen Hart?
Yeah, I'll put it new 19.
All right. And above, Undertaker versus Bret the Hitman Hart. All right. We've got a new great match, new number 19. All very fitting, seeing as how it was at WrestleMania 19. I see what you did there, Ryan.
There we go. Yeah.
Very clever of you to have pulled that off.
Super clever guy.
Very clever guy. Okay, let's see here. So we gotta finish this, our second to last of the Wrestle Talks before summer vacation, and we're gonna finish it the same way we always do. No surprises here. Eric's Wisdom Tree.
I'll just say. But I expect you to go back to the original on the last Eric's Wisdom Tree. I don't like this new. I don't like change, Eric. Right?
I'll take that under consideration. The fact that you constantly call it out whenever I do something different.
I hate it.
I can tell you don't. you wear your heart on your sleeve, Ryan.
I do.
That is the thing.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be on this podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. The Super Nintendo is the greatest of all of the retro game consoles.
You talking Sega Genesis?
I would say, I'm glad you asked me this question. So Sega Genesis absolutely in that same category. Yeah. I would say PlayStation, the original PlayStation.
Okay, and 64.
Then I don't.
We're getting okay. All right.
You know what? I'll even count that. Yes. So PlayStation and N64 were of approximately the same era. The generation after that, which would have been PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't think would count for this, but I would say everything from PlayStation N64 back. I'm counting in this Super Nintendo greatest retro gaming console.
I can't disagree with that. I think you could make an argument for any of those. You can make it a solid argument. Someone could come up, but I think I agree. I think it's such a classic. That's when video games hit.
I mean, you would have. Did you ever play much of Super Nintendo? You would have been young.
Yeah, but it was around. It was sure. People had it. So it was. But yeah, absolutely.
I think the reason,
Donkey Kong,
sure, Donkey Kong Country, yes,
yeah, Doom.
I'm sure. Doom's been on just about everything, so I'll say Doom was probably on it too. Doom was for sure in 64. I don't remember if Doom was on.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Do I need to verify this?
Why don't you verify it? Why don't you fact check me?
Okay, let's see here. You were very confident, but as we've established, that doesn't mean shit. Ryan will just.
All right. We're about to find out.
Yes, it was 1995, towards the end of the system's life cycle.
My credibility is restored.
Yes, that's right. The man of much credibility, the man of 54,097 credibility, they call him.
Yeah, I mean, I just think you can't argue with that statement. I think it's a solid statement. I think it's well said.
I'll even back it up. The reason I say this is because graphically, the stuff that came after this with like all the polygons and shit didn't really stand the test of time. You go back to it and you're like, this kind of looks like shit. And then if you go earlier than the Super Nintendo, then it's like it's almost too simple and like it doesn't really hold your attention for all that long. I think it's the perfect blend of just like the perfect retro aesthetics of like the graphics and everything, like being hand drawn for the most part, and it kind of looks great from that perspective. And then also it's a little bit more complex, but still very simple for people to pick up and play. I think from all standpoints, it is the greatest of all the classic gaming consoles. I just don't think you can argue with it. That's my point. Like I think you could make an argument for whatever, but I don't think there's a very solid argument for Super Nintendo being the. I mean that's just gaming like at its finest. That's just old school gaming. Like I can't disagree with you, Eric. I think it's well said. Now, granted, there was no 1080 snowboarding on Super Nintendo, but we're going to look past that, Ryan.
Is that a my reference? Are you talking about me?
That is a your reference.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to 1080 right now. I have a platform,
That's
big
right.
shout out to 1080. It's a great game.
I'm just going to beep that whole thing out.
Now I'm just in shout out mode. I also want to shout out GoldenEye, James Bond, on the N64. That game's hard to,
I can still throw down a GoldenEye. I can still hold my own in a GoldenEye.
You can't, yeah. The golden gun,
golden gun, slappers only, Rookets. We can't forget about all these things. But yes, those are all my jam. The Mario, I will say Mario Kart 64, probably a superior Mario Kart than the original.
Wait, say that again?
Mario Kart 64 is a better game than the original Mario Kart.
Like on N64, then was Mario Kart on Super Nintendo?
The very first Mario Kart was for Super Nintendo. It's just called.
I knew Super Mario Brothers, but I didn't know. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was just called.
Definitely. I mean, that was N64. And it's not. I played it on the Switch.
What did you play on the Switch?
Huh?
What did you play on the Switch? Mario Kart.
Yeah, and it's just not the same. It just doesn't have the same feel. You got to have that controller in your hand. You play. It's got to be on N64, in my opinion.
That's right. They do what Nintendo don't. I think is what Ryan's trying to say here. I was hoping for a bit of controversy. I was hoping to stir you up.
No, that's a good one. That's a good pick. I like that pick. I respect it. I think you can't really fully argue with it. So I'm good with it.
I'm all about that Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got it.
64 too?
I do.
You have GoldenEye?
Yes.
Well, maybe next time I'm up there, once the baby's a little bit older, and can play with us.
Uncle
maybe
Ryan.
Maybe she's playing. I could beat her.
I will promise you this: you will never ever beat my daughter at video games. I say that with full confidence, and I told Matt Peters as well. I was like, your son, you can train him as much as you want. Your son is never going to beat my daughter at video games. That's just hereditary. That's just in our genes. Okay, the Peters will always be second place to a Donaldson when it comes to video games.
All right.
So I'm just
fair enough.
Come at me. Come at me.
I'm coming at your whole family, Eric.
One match in Seattle gets all jazzed up. Well, the last Rumpus time that we have before summer vacation, again, we will be back at some point, but last Rumpus time next week, June 1st is the date. Mark your calendar. But follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Hardmark Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Follow Ryan, TikTok, RJ Murphy 1922. We'll see if he can convince me to make an actual TikTok out of one of our MarkBot, TalkBot interludes from before. But if you are not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. That is all, folks.
That little what we nerve yours is the only chance we've got.